Hi, thanks for joining a new video. Today, I'll share what I liked and disliked about the Motorola Edge 60% Fusion after testing it, in case you're thinking of buying it. So, as always, don't buy the Motorola Edge 60% Fusion before watching this video. We consider its launch price, which in Mexico was 8,999 pesos. Naturally, this price likely decreased by the time this video was recorded, possibly making us overlook any weak points. However, we will evaluate it based on the launch price to remain fair to all competitors. Let's begin with my favorite part. It has an excellent distribution, which makes it quite easy to find any special promotions, offers or things like that, because you can locate it in numerous physical stores as well as various online stores. The design is very appealing. At times, it resembles a flagship with its curved screen. The design is quite thin and slim with a soft back, yet it doesn't feel fragile. In fact, it has military-grade certifications, IP68 and IP69. So it is not overly afraid of water. However, the truth is that with its curved design, I would suggest that it might not be as resistant to falls. I have not been encouraged to conduct a drop test myself. But speaking of the screen, it features HDR technology, in this case with a peak brightness of 4,500 nits. So it will be a truly spectacular display. Also, the front camera can record in 4K at 30 frames per second, and it takes high-quality selfies, being quite competitive. Even portrait photos with the front camera are good, keeping objects focused, which is uncommon in mid-range devices. You will additionally observe that we will have the capability to take pictures in RAW format. The ultra-wide camera truly stands out, particularly in terms of quality, mainly because no significant distortions are visible. Moreover, it is equipped with autofocus, allowing it to function as a macro camera as well. In fact, it offers an outstanding balance of lights and shadows in backlit photographs. Even when you apply digital zoom, it continues to deliver this impressive experience. The photos in general, I believe, really turn out to be something quite outstanding. This is especially true because, as I mentioned before, it offers macro functions. Additionally, at the security level, it is very well complemented with features like secure folder and application lock. Even previously, the Motorola family space was known for its extremely minimalist software in the pure Android style. In this particular case, it seems to me that it more or less continues to maintain the philosophy of having a very clean software. However, now with the Moto app, there are quite a few features that you can absolutely enjoy. These are features that we do not find on all mobile phones. Additionally, it supports eSIM, so if you frequently travel internationally, it becomes much more convenient to purchase these virtual SIMs instead of needing to buy physical SIM cards. Furthermore, it provides a desktop mode via Smart Connect. By connecting a wireless keyboard and mouse, you can run applications in a windowed desktop mode, which transforms it into a highly productive tool, allowing you to do even more than before. In gaming, it exceeded expectations. It's among the few in its price range that can run Call of Duty at 90 frames per second, showing great power. Now, here's what I didn't like. Right from the start, its price has increased compared to the last generation, making the previous version seem more appealing. This one is pricier and doesn't include the Motobots that were part of the last generation. However, let's say the last generation was quite impressive. This version remains competitive, but some features have been removed. The fast camera mode is disappointing. It operates at a low bit rate, resulting in minimal detail. It looks quite terrible even though you're still in 4K resolution. The truth is, there really isn't much else to complain about with this cell phone. Frankly, we can't find too many negative aspects, especially considering the price range it will be competing in. It is a device that, while isn't perfect for the price, doesn't aim to be a flagship or anything like that, yet it still offers a very competitive product. If you've already purchased it, please share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. We've reached the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know and see you next time.